Okay, so we are working on Sweet Home Alabama. In the last video, I talked about the chords and going through 3 different levels so that we could all start in the same place and make sure that everybody's got a place where they can work at. Now, when you've been able to do this part here, and like I said, you've got it mastered when you can play it 3 times in a row without making a mistake, which is... So, for instance, if you just played along with me there, congratulations. That's a really awesome feat to be able to get this far this early in the year. Now, we're going to talk about what happens on that G when we actually play the song. At the beginning, we're going to only strum the G once, and then some people are going to keep playing the G the second time, but if you've got it mastered, then you can start working on this fancy stuff. The fancy stuff that I'm talking about is what we call hammer-ons and pull-offs. First of all, let me talk about what a hammer-on is. It's, for instance, it's a way of getting 2 notes with 1 pick. So, for instance, I pick the string, and then I'm going to hammer my finger if I can hit the string right. I missed it there because I'm watching myself on TV. It's a little awkward. So right there is, it's not, meaning it's not 2 picks. That's me playing both notes. It's not. I'm just playing once, and then I hammer my finger. Notice I'm still using the tip of my finger. It takes a little bit to get the hang of it, but the more the tip that you use and getting it down as quick as... So it's not picking all the notes. Okay, so it's, I just picked once and I get 2. Okay, let me get it closer. Now, a pull-off is the opposite. You start with your finger down, and you're actually going to pull your finger across the string. That's why it's called a pull-off. So you start here, and you pull across until that string pops out. Okay, a problem that some people try to do, they try to just lift off. And that gets you the sound, but notice that it's not as loud. That's just a lift off right there. It's not as loud. So the idea is you want to do the pull off, but you want it to sound equally loud. So listen here. Okay, so we have a hammer on, and then we have a pull off. And sometimes you can do all 3, meaning you can get 3 notes with 1 pick by doing a hammer-on and a pull-off. And we will be doing all 3 of those in this Sweet Home Alabama intro. So, for instance, I'm just going to try and show you. So right there. So I hammer on, and then on the 4th string, I do that hammer on and pull off. So it's hammer on, pull off, and then I pick again right here. So I'm picking on the 5th string, hammer on, picking once on the 4th string, hammer on and pull off, and then I'm picking on the 5th string again. So 3 picks with a lot of notes. So it's... Okay? Make sure that when you're playing this, I'm going to really be looking for whether you're pulling that finger across or if you're just doing a lift off, because it'll sound really weak. Okay? And then after you get that much, so it's you're going to drop down to the third string and do one more pull-off. And all of these should be even, meaning instead of going one being longer, it should sound like ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Those are 16th notes, which are 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a. It should be nice and even. The first one of each four should be a little bit 1E and a 2E and a. That was a bad one. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to do it at that speed at first. You're going to want to, first of all, take each one of these techniques and go practice just hammer on, then practice just pull off. And notice I'm using my first finger on all of this, because in this song, you're not going to use any other fingers or it'll throw you out of, you won't be able to get your chords. So you want to be able to go strum, strum, okay? So take hammer-ons, hammer-on pull-off. Make sure you can hear all three notes, all even, not, that's too fast. It's going blah, 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 that's not even. You want it to go T, 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 T. It shouldn't be, that's blah, blah. You don't want that. You want it nice and even. When you can do that, then practice a hammer-on pull-off. Then do it on this string, all string. One pick for 3 notes. That's a little exercise I like to do. And if you start getting this sound, that's not even. You need to slow it down, make sure that you can get the notes. So what ends up happening is you have the song the way that it's really played. Remember, you're still working on this until you can play this 3 times through without making a mistake. So you want it to be. Okay, so now here's the thing. This is going to take some of you quite some time. I mean, this is difficult, all right? These are kind of advanced ideas right here, especially putting it in with the chords. So here's the thing. When we're practicing this as a group, if you don't have this down yet, you can just do this. Until you get it. If you don't have that much down, you can do this. So wherever you're at, if you're at level 1 or level 4, you should all be able to play together, because the chords are all switching together. But the fancy stuff, it won't matter. If you can do level 2, you play at level 2. If you can do level 1, if you can do the whole thing, there you go. All right? So that is the first part of Sweet Home Alabama. That is 90% of the song right there. If you can do that, you can really play most of the song. So keep working. And like I said, this is not something that most of you are going to be able to finish in a week. This part's going to take a long time, so don't get frustrated with it. Just take it in little pieces. Practice your hammer-ons, practice your pull-offs, practice your hammer-ons and pull-offs, then try to practice it in the song. All right? So keep working. You're doing great.